Hi folks, Robert Mantell with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. So we're right smack dab in the midst of this year's trick-free 7-week challenge live online group coaching program. It's a program where we get together with adults and teens ages 15 and up, and we teach in this group format everything we normally teach to our individual clients that typically allow them to break free from even years of therapy-resistant trichotillomania. Now, we've just completed our second of what will be a total of 6 group coaching sessions over the course of 7 weeks. And one of the things we do with any client, whether individually or in a group, is explore the conditions under which, for them, pulling normally happens. And we do that because we want a complete picture of what the problem actually looks like for them right now, so we know what to move around once it comes time to begin doing our change work. We actually have a pretty good sized group this time around, and because we do, of course, we're seeing quite a bit of variety in terms of where and when people tend to do this. One of the things we've heard, maybe a little more often than usual, is folks who tell us they pull in particular when they're struggling, trying to make a decision. And they don't know what to do or maybe how to do it, and they're feeling kind of paralyzed. And it brings up feelings that are so uncomfortable, of course, that's when their hand starts to find its way up to their head or their eyes or their eyebrows. They may not even be aware that that's what's happening at moments like that. So of course, one of the things that's really important for us to teach our clients is what to do with super uncomfortable feelings. You know, what can they do other than pull that if they did that instead would help them dissipate those feelings really quickly so that they don't feel like they have no choice but to pull. So we definitely talk about that. But also, what do they do about the decision-making process itself that until now has been so stressful? Well, of course, we can't make the decisions for our clients, and neither would we want to. But what we can do is help train our clients for how to think about the decision-making process in general, and hopefully help reframe what it means to be in that kind of a position. Before we do that with our clients, though, they have to understand where all the stress comes from in situations like that. And of course, it comes from the fear of making the wrong decision. I mean, that's what's paralyzing right there. You're not sure which of these, perhaps many choices, is the right one. And because in your mind you're creating this horrific imagination of all the bad stuff that might happen if you do make the wrong decision, you can't make any decision. So what do you do instead? Well, you feel the indecision, and it's uncomfortable. And that's what brings on the pulling activity. But is such a thing even possible? What if somehow, some way, it were impossible to actually make the wrong decision? How much easier would it be just to make some decision and see how that plays out instead of stewing over it for, who knows, minutes, hours, days, or longer? How do you get to that place? That's what we're going to talk about next. Now, if you think about it, there's 3 kinds of decisions you can make. First, there's the right decision. There's certainly the wrong decision, and no decision at all. That's the paralysis of analysis. So now, there's no problem with the right decision, correct? You make the right decision and everything's great. You could, of course, also make the wrong decision. But you know what? Making what you might later think of as the wrong decision isn't actually the worst part of it. I mean, it's not great if you think you probably should have made the other decision, but you know what the worst part of it is? The worst part is how you deal with the realization that you might have made the wrong decision. It's all the stuff you say to yourself at times like that. Maybe it's beating yourself up when you make a mistake. Maybe it's wishing you had made the right decision or another decision, and now you're trapped in the loop of, if only I'd done that, if I only had done that, if I'd only done that instead. Which of course changes nothing. You know what it does do though? It makes you feel bad. In fact, it makes you feel so bad, in order to avoid that really bad feeling, mostly about yourself, you don't make any decision at all. But I want you to consider the possibility that even the wrong decision may not be all bad. You know why? Because it gives you the golden opportunity to learn something from that. This mistake actually gives you the opportunity to grow as a decision maker, and even bigger than that, as a person. Look, you're never going to stop making mistakes. I'm never going to stop making mistakes. None of us are. But it's not the mistakes we make that determine the quality of our lives. It's what we do with those mistakes, right? Because there's 2 ways to look at the mistakes we make. One is to beat ourselves up about it and wish we had done something different. And doing it that way just keeps us trapped, stuck in the mistake. But another way is to realize that, you know what? I just learned a really great way not to accomplish what I was trying to accomplish. That's good information, isn't it? You know, they say that Thomas Edison tried and failed 9,999 times to make the electric light bulb before he finally figured out how to do it. Before he got to that 10,000th time, somebody asked him, aren't you discouraged? You just tried 9,999 times to build an electric light bulb, and you failed every single time. When are you just going to give up? You know what he said? He said, I haven't failed at all. I just learned 9,999 ways not to build an electric light bulb. You see, it's not the trying and failing. It's not about the decision, whether it turns out to be the right one or the wrong one. It's what you do with it. It's what you decide it all means. Even the wrong decision can help you learn and grow as a person. So then what's the worst decision you can make? By now you can probably guess. Yeah, that's right. No decision at all. After all we've talked about here, I don't think I need to teach you why that is anymore. No decision at all, based on the fear of making the wrong decision, gets you nothing but stress, anxiety, frustration, all the kinds of feelings that so often compel a person to want to pull their hair. Do yourself a favor and consider the possibility that there really is no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. If you try one way and it doesn't work, well, you just learned a great way to not get whatever it was you're trying to get. That's not a failure until you label it that way. And who's the only person who can do that? You. But who's the only person who can make a different decision about what it means to not hit the mark the first time? You. You get to decide. You're the captain of your own ship. You're the one who gets to decide what the events of your life means. And you know what? It's based almost totally on those decisions about what it all means that determines how you feel on an ongoing basis, and thus the quality of your life. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to be able to notify you when we have new content, more helpful videos coming your way. And you know what? Go ahead and hit the reply button below and leave a comment. Talk to us. How did this video impact you? If you're watching this video through our Facebook community page, please leave a comment there. We'd love to meet and chat with you. If you're watching this video at our YouTube channel or at our sister blog site, feel free to leave your comments and questions there as well. In fact, if you have questions about trichotillomania or hair pulling in general and you're just not quite sure where to go for answers, please feel free to visit our website's questions and answers page at trick-free.com/qa.html. If you'd like to contact us to get some information about how we can help you or a loved one, feel free to visit our website at www.trick-free.com or to call us at any time of day or night toll-free at 833-TRICK-FREE. Thanks again for watching. I'm Robert Mantella with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. Here's wishing you an amazing trick-free week.